morality, the concept of good and bad, right and wrong, those are human constructs. And because they're human constructs, they are, in effect, subjective to the human mind. They therefore cannot be objective. There cannot be an objective right and wrong, good and bad, moral, immoral for the universe because it's a human construct. The universe doesn't have to adhere to the constructs of the human mind. And because it is so subjective, that's why we have the problems. One of the things that I think, though, that I was thinking about earlier today, one of the things that is so, that would be a question to ask, is why do we as human beings have this need for the absolute? Why does our mind require that every question have an answer, every answer be final, that the absolute truth be known? I think it's part of our makeup. Part of the thing that makes us human beings is to question, and it may be as simple as the fact that when you ask a question, you want an answer, and then we want to go on. Maybe our minds don't like to keep mulling things over and over, constantly trying to figure things out. It's easier to ask a question, get an answer, and move on. And absolutes make that very easy to do. If we accept an answer as absolute, then we no longer have to question anything. Then we can go on to the next thing that concerns us, whatever else is more important. And then that makes me think that there are some things that are so important, so basic to our way of understanding ourselves, the universe, and our place in the universe, that the questions by their very nature require that we continually revisit them. There are some things that absolute answers are totally inappropriate for. And I think that's one of the problems with having absolute answers. If you give an absolute answer to a question that really is a continuing, never-ending question, one that should be constantly reevaluated, because that's what life is reevaluating your experiences, evaluating, reevaluating. There are some questions that we should never give absolutes to. It ruins the question. It demeans the question. It limits and restricts, and therefore contradicts what I think is our reason for being here. What for me is the reason to be here, and that is to learn and to grow and constantly experience things, learn from things, grow, and by growing, learn new things. It's a never-ending process until we die. At least for this particular unit, until I die, it's a never-ending process. So to have an absolute is really a mistake from that perspective. To absolutely say that there is a God, to absolutely say that He has a specific plan, purpose, I'm not sure how to say this, and I would like to get it across without offending anybody or without it sounding stupid, but or misunderstood. The Judeo-Christian and the Islamic, the concept of God as presented by those religions, by our current major religions, is far too limiting. The concept of God, I think, is demeaning. I mean, if there is a God, if I was God, I would be extremely offended by the Christian concept of me. I would say, get a life. that is so trivial, so minor, so inconsequential. So, have you no brain? What did I give you a brain for? Fortunately, I'm not God, so we can get off that subject, that track. That train's not leaving the station, I don't think. But it's true. The Christian concept, the Islamic concept, and the Judeo-Christian, as I understand it from the Old Testament, the Judeo concept, as I understand it from the Old Testament, is just, it's far too limiting. It makes God trivial if there is a God. I mean, the universe in and of itself is so far more awesome than the traditional concept of God that it just boggles the mind. I mean, it just, the universe is so awesome. Now, if there's a God above the universe, he's got to be more awesome than that. He cannot be the Christian God. Like I said, if I was God, I would be really offended. So, I'm sure this hasn't gone anywhere, but I'm going to draw it to a close right now and see what I've got. Peace out.